welcome to the craft and scrapbooking playlists on this channel. I have had another channel where I put craft items on before, but I've decided to amalgamate it with my travel channel. My name's Vicky and I like craft, I like travel, and I like scuba diving and music and attending concerts. Join me as I pursue some of these hobbies. Prior to starting this page, I had prepared the backing papers with some gesso and let that dry overnight. This allows me to use mixed media on it. So here I am applying some splatters because I wanted it to look like someone had dropped paint whilst painting these houses, as you will see from the photographs as we go along. Once I had finished applying the splatters, I used the heat gun to dry them off quickly. You just have to be careful to dry it on both sides, otherwise it curls up quite a lot, even with the gesso on. In fact, sometimes I think more so because of the gesso. And because of this, I just roll the backing papers backwards and forwards until they lie sort of flat. I then realised that these backing papers, as they'd come from a pad, had got an extra bit of paper on them, so I was just trimming that off. I then got out some sort of feature paper from a pack, and this has got paintbrushes and other artistic paraphernalia on it. I wanted to add a strip onto each of the bottom pages, so I cut two 5-inch strips from one page, and that left me with a 2-inch strip to use at another time. This was quite a efficient way of using a feature paper like this, because you can spread it over a couple of layouts. I had chosen the paint that I'd splattered across it, not only to match the photographs, but to match the colours in these feature papers as well. Photographs on this layout are from a stop from a cruise we did in the Caribbean. This was in January and February of 2023, and this stop was Curacao, and a lot of the houses there were painted very, very colourfully. However, the ones I'm featuring in these layouts are ones that had been painted even more colourful with murals, and it's almost like they had rescued them from being derelict to turning them into works of art. I then took another feature paper that I'd actually cut the centre out of. The other side of it had got a colour wheel on it, and I'd used the centre of that colour wheel for a previous page. I just wanted two tiny little strips to go in between the feature paper and the slattered background. I'm not really sure in the end why I did that, because you end up not really seeing much of it, but I thought at the time that it would actually help to finish off and tie it all in together. And more by luck than judgment, it actually turned out that these strips were the same width as the double-sided tape I was using, so that was absolutely perfect. The cruise that these photographs were taken from was an absolute wonderful holiday, and at the time I said, oh, it's a once in a lifetime thing to do, but I really want to go back again. Check out my videos on this channel for the actual cruise itself and some for the scuba diving and snorkeling that I actually did whilst I was on this cruise. These photographs I'd actually printed out on the Canon Selfie, which is why there was a bit on the sides that needed trimming off. It is perforated, but it does leave a bit of a perforation on the edge, so I tend to trim them. I then tried to find some backing papers to bring out the colours that were in the photographs, but because each photograph was quite different, I couldn't find something that just did them all, so I ended up using mix and match, and I took quite a long time fiddling around with different sheets of card, different bits of backing paper to try and find the right combinations, particularly where I wanted to double mount them. If you haven't tried scrapbooking yourself before, please look at some of my videos to see lots of different examples. It's something that's really restful to do, and I really enjoy, and it brings back memories and keeps those memories of events and holidays that have happened, and it's a nice way to share it with friends and family, particularly now that we tend to take a lot of photographs digitally, and we don't tend to share those so much other than on social media. Comment down below if you've tried scrapbooking before and what you actually enjoy from it. So I'm trying here to get the framing around them on the double matting there, double mounting, um, to be as thin as possible because I really didn't want thick lines. And also we're using so many photographs on 2 pieces of backing. I didn't want it to be too crowded on there. So I'm using the very edge of the steel ridge ruler to just get the right width for this project. So it was a little bit touch and go as to whether I'd get all the photographs on this orangey terracotta coloured paper that I wanted, and I just about did, with a little bit left to leave in my orange scrap paper pile. When we were in Curacao, we took the little tourist train ride around and we saw these houses and buildings and walls as part of that trip, as well as with lots of other really bright and colourful buildings and sites. Future videos will show pages of some of the other sites that we saw on this little train ride, and there will also be a video go up on the P&O Caribbean Cruises playlist as well soon. Once the photos were in place, I wanted to put down the title, so I was using 2 different sets of stickers here, of alpha stickers, one for each of the pages, one to show sort of the derelict colours and then one to show the colourful painted colours. And I used this Thickers guide to help me place them in a nice gentle curve across the 2 pages. And I always do it this way, whether I'm doing a straight line title or a curvy one, stick it onto the ruler itself first before sticking it down onto the page, so that I can move it around a little bit and see where I want it before then sticking it down. In hindsight, really, I should have used some glue on these stickers because the gesso was actually making it very, very difficult for things to stick because of its chalky nature. I did actually go back later and stick these down with glue because they kept falling off. So just a little tip. Once the title was in place, I then started to think about other stickers to put on here. You can see I was having trouble with making these alpha stickers stick because of the gesso, and I was rubbing them down really hard, but even that didn't work. So I got out some stickers that had come with that feature paper and then some other colourful stickers and started having a think about what I might want to put on there. Didn't really want to put an awful lot on because it's already quite busy, but it just needed a few little embellishments here and there. I've recently spent quite a lot of time reorganizing my craft room, and since I have, I find it so much easier to find the bits that I actually might want to use, and also to find the bits that I knew I had, but I wasn't quite sure where they were. Comment down below if you've got an organisational system that you use in your craft room to make sure that you can use the things that actually go together. As soon as I get the opportunity, I will do a little tour, a video tour of my craft room. The lovely colourful buildings here in Curacao just reflect the beautiful sky and the colours and the bright sunshine on those islands. I'm not really sure it would be quite the same here in the UK if we all painted our houses like this. So finally, I decide what stickers and things I want to use. I do actually move some of them around and place them in other places when I'm finally sticking them down. And also, I find some journaling cards and write a little bit about the photographs and the trip that we were on those journaling cards, just so that I can remember what went on and other people have got a clue what's going on in these photographs. I seem to have accumulated an awful lot of journaling cards, so I'm trying to make a concerted effort to actually use them on the layouts. Normally, I would have stuck those down with the double-sided tape. However, I just finished the roll and decided I really couldn't be bothered to get another one out the drawer at that time, just to finish these couple of pages. So I used the wet glue to do that. And here they are finished, and ready to go in the album with the rest of them from Curacao. Please like and subscribe and press the notification bell, and thank you for watching Fruit Loop Films, a very English craft room, and hopefully you'll watch some more of the videos and join me again soon.